another wham moment.
Villanova beat Colorado 85-64 Tuesday in a first-round Crown game. The Poplar had 24 points. Agee inside, off the window, and good. He can shoot it from the parking lot at 5'11".
Shoot a career best. You said it, guys. 47% from three-point line.
(16 to 11). Nova. St. Thomas, 5 to shoot. Tight ropes the baseline, hands it off.
I asked Rashaun Agee, they were playing at the game against UCLA, if he was any relation to Arthur Agee.
I remember him
from
Hoop Dreams.
Hoop Dreams.
No relation?
No relation. He said he gets that question a lot.
Inside, this Agee, this time he right there.
I love how he supports on the back line help.
Agee on Boachi. Boachi refusing to bite. Inside Agee, wide open, great look, has a block from behind by Poplar, but he go.
You've been around this game. Now, how much more of a rhythm and relaxed does his body look right now?
Incredibly rhythmic.
You know what I mean? It's just a flow to it, right?
Nolan bounce pass Agee and
it's like, yeah, funny.
Clark, high dribble. Agee on the hop, lays it up and in, and
going to attack. When this Villanova defense is locked in, it makes it a little bit more difficult to kind of get a high-quality shot.
Nolan.
Runs any account that's a hater of me. That's what he runs. You can see just with the way Tulane is passing defenders off. It can look like man, it can look like zone, but you got to move the ball.
Boy, they did on that possession, moved it as well. Sends that one into Thomas. Good defense, but it ends up right in the right spot.
Well, they still could.
Free, Slackman's played well. Got a hand on that one. They're going to need him to play well. He's going to play extended minutes in this tournament without minutes out there. A good fine finish and a foul. Agee will bring this one up for the Trojans. To Agee in the two-hand stop.
Across the floor, USC not enough pressure on the ball. And Brumbaugh picking it off and pick and roll. See why he's second in the AAC in assists per game with a pass like that.
Agee with the three. USC. 46-34. The advantage for USC. They have led throughout this one. Agee kind of limped off the floor, but he's back out there after the timeout. They'll get into the paint. Going to work inside, trying to keep the possession. Agee muscles it up to the rim and in. How did he take Thomas on the drive. Dunk down to Agee with the hammer. To go in this one. USC's been living in the paint. Only one three-point attempt this half. Right back down they go with Agee for an easy two.
See if Tulane can kind of ramp the defense back up here. They've got to get some stops. Haven't been good enough these last couple.
Last two trips have been easy bucket at the rim. A little better effort so far. Claude with 7 to shoot. On the shot clock now. Claude going to have to go to work. Passes it to Agee in the corner. Set three, falls. That's it. 65-49. USC's kind of reasserted control a little bit here. Agee will try again in the corner, and he'll hit once more. Third
USC. You're not giving Fletcher Loyer looks like that. Well, if you lose Loyer, that's what happens. 12 games of 3 or more three-pointers for Loyer this season. He is hunting those shots, especially in transition.
You can tell he's got that look in his eye tonight. He's feeling good with those first two made.
He's going to have to guard down here because the matchups for him, not easy. Abo, St. Thomas, obviously Yates and Claude. A lot of guys that can make plays. Here's Claude with 3 on the shot clock. Up to Agee for 3. It's good. Just beats the horn as Rashaun off to Claude. Gets to the elbow. The jumper for Desmond Claude rolls off. Offensive rebound by Agee. He had 11 boards. Physical player at 6'6". There's Claude. Extra pass to Agee for 3, and he snaps the twine to get the trophy.
Shifter easily could have been a USC basket. And then Dylan Harper taking matters into his own hands and getting downhill again with some tempo.
St. Michael excited on the Rutgers sideline, an 8-0 run, and an and-one chance for SC.
The ball that deep, even if it regards the size of Desmond Claude, you're going to be in trouble.
3-second difference between the two clocks. Claude going one-on-one. He's got 6 points tonight. Up top to Agee. And he continues his big evening.
You get caught watching the basketball, he's going to cut right behind you.
USC's largest lead in that first half was 15. That came when they were up 33-18. They get it inside again, and again it's Agee. It's all the way home. 1-point game.
That's why Dylan Harper leads this league in individual fast break points. He just can put his head down, get to his spots, and with that body, finish the job.
SC's got plenty of time, but they got to clean it up. 9 points and 8 turnovers in this half alone.
They've got to get this ball moving from side to side. Again, we're at 10 seconds in the shot clock, and you've made 2 passes.
Claude to Yates. Thomas inside, and dropping it in is Agee.
3-point shot, but you're not giving him a wide open look like that.
Last lead for Rutgers came at 5-2. 17:55 left in the first half. Good job by Rourke. Claude, good look inside, and the conversion from Agee. Harper with a chance to respond. Little pull up. And SC now, they hold. Already up 2.
A little fortunate there. Miscommunication in the ball screen. And Desmond Claude late getting there for that Dylan Harper pull-up.
I feel like Claude has had the ball.
And it's basically every time pick and roll and make a play. Or come get a dribble handoff.
He's open there for a second. Shot clock now down to 5. Abo. And the lead is 5.
At the Galen Center, AJ pump fake, dribble drive, gets to the hole, off the window, strong no, got his own rebound, Moses below, up and in.
You got
Agee had 29 and 14 the other day in the loss to Oregon.
Yeah, out of nowhere. I mean, I think he was so excited he got to start that he just went bananas.
He started fast and just never stopped.
Yeah, right.
But that Oregon team's been a buzzsaw. Here's Agee. He'll try the 3, and he'll hit. That opportunity you're talking about, that. He said, I'd like to think I'm smart enough to believe that I would have figured it out and got him in the lineup.
Well, I would say this, and I'm sure he would have, but what you like is that Wesley Yates didn't wait for Abo on Osibor now.
St. Thomas sitting with the 2 fouls, and Abo wins that battle.
I think Nolan got a piece of that.
Here comes Claude after he had a good rest. He has an early 8 points as Agee attacks. As Osibor sees, such a good passer, an opportunity, won't drop, and Agee the board.
How about this? We haven't seen, you and I have done a lot of UW games. We haven't seen Kepnang, Osibor, and Breidenbach in the game at the same time. Is this triple big?
Why do you think we're seeing it? Here's Agee. We'll try. And it goes down.
I'm really crafty down on that baseline area and in the paint. Can use either hand. That time the Euro step through got him the easy deuce.
Kepnang, 11th game back from injury for Washington. Anchored in the paint right now. Agee, another 3.
Feeling.
He hits his 3rd. Here's Mason. Double clutch and well defended by Abo.
Yeah, tough shot.
St. Thomas. Agee, 3 threes in the first half.
Minnesota just beat Nebraska. Nate Bill gets the scoring going.
here for Oregon.
It's no accident that their 4-game win streak has coincided with his great play.
Yeah, in talking to the coaching staff, that's the obvious thing is that Biddle has ramped up his play, and that's been the case all year. When Biddle plays, stays out of foul trouble, Oregon is really, really good. But it's really been the defense, and the perimeter defense as Agee gets a start today. They elevated their perimeter defense, which has helped this Oregon team win games.
The big man tries to answer a big man 3, and here comes Desmond Claude. 16 points per game for Claude. Don, you mentioned, didn't play great against Ohio State in the loss on Wednesday. Agee gets in and scores on Biddle. Well, he comes up on every scouting report, Angel. So much versatility. Agee left so open, he can't do anything but take. And
it's interesting. Speaking of coaching moves and coaches' decisions, Barthélemy now starting for Oregon. Big chunk of the year, he was coming off the bench and really thrived in that role.
Now Biddle closes out on Agee, who steps in for the dunk
this year. So I'd like to see Claude stop his penetration at that elbow area, free throw line area, and just hit mid-range instead of trying to get all the way in there.
Agee! Whoa! And the foul. Here's Yates. And Agee follows it. Biddle and Oregon thinking about its NCAA tournament seed, but really when you talk to the folks around the program, what they're really occupying their mind with first is getting a bye in the Big Ten tournament, knowing how hard it is to win that tournament if you're playing on day 1 Wednesday. Agee, first bucket of the second. 6 minutes gone by here in the second half. Shellstack not afraid to take a deep one, but that comes up short.
He's got that range, but kind of hard early possession off the bounce.
And SC, the USC bench. Here's Pope. Agee adding to his double-double. Every team kind of keeps their own data on that. You'd have to access that somehow. Rashaun Agee, great performance today. He adds to it
for the Buckeyes. USC shot 55%. In fact, in conference play, Don, SC has had the 2 highest field goal percentages for a game this year in the Big Ten. So right now they've got an uphill battle.
Shot clock's running down. Makes it a little bit different of a shot. He's made 2 of them this half.
Agee turns the corner, goes downhill, has it knocked away, is able to corral. Now Claude. Abo's hit a couple of threes today. Actually, he's hit 4 threes today. Yates goes sliding.
Fine.
Whoa! Agee. Thornton, tall shot, and Agee wins the battle with Sean Stewart for the rebound.
How about that individual defense by Yates?
A minute and a half to go. Claude hunting. Stewart surrounding him. 9 on the clock now. Claude gets it back. Agee ties the game.
Minute mark, and this place is going bonkers like it is tonight. So much energy in this building. They love their team. They know the game. It's awesome. Awesome environment. Right now, Southern Cal needs buckets. Time running short. Coming up on 4.5. 3 ball, Agee. Got it. By Agee. Patton off the glass. Tip is good by Agee.
He's taken off. Kevin Willard, in fact, said he thinks he's the best guard in the league, is what he said after that. Your coach is biased. He took a hard fall there, did Gillespie.
But if your coach doesn't think it, Brandon, no one is, so you might as well.
And as a player, obviously you love hearing that from your head coach. Over Reese, good bucket there. But
should say, and defensive efficiency.
And they're one of them. And there's Gillespie. He becomes the first Terp in double figures.
I'm just saying, some of these students better plan for spring break at some nice spots where they're playing hoops.
Agee off the glass.
That's where they've really had good offense lately. If Patterson can't score.
It's an interesting game to game, isn't it, guy? Like, they couldn't miss the other night, and then here we are, nowhere near to the percentage. But they really got it going in the second half on Tuesday.
Claude, and a follow.
Get it in the paint and spray it out to shooters one side to the other and get some clean looks from three.
Just 14 second half points for USC.
Give Minnesota credit. Their defense has risen up.
Agee. Garcia tried to kind of. He's got 20. After the 24 points against Illinois a week ago, Lakai Patterson with 20 today.
So much of this time of year isn't about just the main guys, the number one guys. It's about others stepping up, and Patterson has really stepped up here today.
And Agee answers the
11 more points when Claude is not out there. That's incredibly significant.
Well, his size at the top of that defense is a factor. Guards can't shoot over him, and that's why Eric Musselman recruits the way he does. Positional size, especially in the backcourt, so that it's hard to make threes against big wings.
Agee rocks the nation. Dillion. Drive and kick. Step in three, spins out for Baldwin.
It's a good look for Baldwin. Just didn't get it to go down.
There's Claude with his eyes up in transition. Fires one across the key. And a layup for Agee. Stewart kicks it back out. Dillion off the heel. Here comes Wesley Yates the third. Playing with that nose plugged up.
Yeah. Has the whole second half. So you're already not feeling well, which when you're sick, you don't breathe as well. Now you got cotton in your nose. It's even harder to breathe.
Thomas seeing two off that screen. Over to Agee. Short clock situation. Able to finish through
That Trey Kalkarek is a good passer, and you got shooters on the floor. But if he keeps scoring like this, you might have to throw something at him. Yates beats Agee, throws it down.
And we are underway in Evanston. The opening tip is controlled by the Trojans. This is Slackert. Again, first start for him, but a really productive player for the Quakers in the Ivy League. Works around a screen from Rashaun Agee, the Chicago native. Wesley Yates. And now this is St. Thomas. Shot clock at 7. Agee for 3, and he hits it. Rashaun Agee. He's into double figures for the first time all year. And the Cats have their largest lead at 15. A 7-0 Northwestern run.
Yeah, he's made 5 all year. Prior to it, he's got 3 tonight.
Here's Agee trying to answer, and he does. Big.
But both teams are shooting the ball as if maybe there's a little bit of nerves. Everyone's a little bit amped up today.
Everybody's too excited. These two met in the NCAA tournament back in 2023, a game that Michigan State won. Nice pass from Claude, and Agee with the finish.
The tempo and pace that Fair Jr. is playing with, that's making it so difficult for SC to get back on the defensive end.
Two defenders in the air.
They've been cooking.
Nice kick.
Daly rimmed it out. Free-flowing game so far. Downstairs, Agee. That's his range.
Something that escaped both of us.
Glad you included yourself in that.
I didn't want to screw the rest of the second half.
Moving down to 2 minutes left in this first half. UCLA by 5. Agee hanging in the air.
Well, he can
to deny the pass. Here's Claude. Missed it for 3, and UCLA will live with that. It's crowbarred away, picked up by Agee. 2 and a foul. That was all.
also for number 12.
Abo needed it. Rebound tipped by Agee to himself. He nearly walked it.
He may have late, very sleeping on that wing.
Slackert couldn't get it in at first, and then he did thread it through for Agee. Lead is 12 for UCLA, tying the Bruins' largest lead tonight. Downstairs, Agee.
Just couldn't get deep and give him some Morrison touches.
Lean in for Mack. He missed it wildly. Wanted to foul. Didn't get the contact. Agee trailing to drive.
Nice patience too.
Regent slowed him down and he regathered.
Nice slip. Whoa.
Agee, and that's a foul they did not need. 2 and 1.
Bounce per ball game at 8, but Abo padding the stats there.
6-4 advantage tonight for USC on the offensive glass. Agee with 10 on the shot clock. There's Thomas. He had 6 in the first half. Agee trying to get it going, and he does from 3. 1 for 6 Nebraska from 3 in this second half. They trail by 1. USC's missed their last 5 shots. Agee toeing the line, and that 3 will fall, his second of the night, with the bounce off. 2-point Trojan lead. Here's Agee looking for his third 3, and he finds it. He'd hit 6.
Brewster wasn't planning on passing that, and then he saw there was nobody there.
Yeah. So now Claude looking for the lead.
Good job by Wooster moving his feet defensively.
A reset with Claude out there at 8 on the shot clock. Claude looking for Agee. His 3 is down again. For 23 for the game. Claude inside over Wooster. No, but a tip jam. Rashaun Agee.
How do you do it? What is the trick, you think, to being a good offensive team and still being really strong defensively?
Accountability. If you don't guard, I know we're transitioning and we're playing more free on the offensive end and all that, but if you don't guard, Agee knock on it, you don't talk about it. And I think the opposite, like they're at 85%, probably ahead of the schedule. Agee goes coast to coast.
St. Thomas leading them with 9. Agee gets his miss. Up again and scores it.
I thought he was going to try and force it back up through. The defense didn't. Got on balance and finished the play.
USC started this game ice cold from 3, and they have really flipped the switch. Started by missing 5, and now they've made 5. Agee. Gilmore goes over him to score.
This is the pushed it back up to 7, though. It was a 1-possession game a minute ago.
Past the midway point of the second half. Claude creating. Defender in the air, and Agee scores. I like Wisconsin fit into. Is Oregon on tier 1? Is Wisconsin there with them? Is that a 16 tier 1?
I think it is. And I think we all thought that coming into the season, that there wasn't one clear-cut team or 2.
Yeah, the last 2 games, they've really showed that. Keep an eye on Drew Felwell.
Abo wide open, and Rashaun Agee in off the bench with a skying rebound.
Fran McCaffrey is one of the best, like top 5 offensive coaches in college basketball. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. The way his teams always are elite on offense.
Agee, he got the offense.
Look, 35% of Iowa's total steals on the season belong to Thelwell, and a large chunk also belong to Brock Harding. Those 2 guys, they're thieves.
Thelwell had 6 against Indiana the other night. Agee on the roll, gets mauled and scores anyway. Bryce Sanford, the Peyton Sanford, deep position for Owen Freeman, and that time walled off by Agee.
Agee took away that left shoulder right hand, and Owen Freeman could have spun and had an easy layup. He didn't want it.
Look out!
Freshman in the country in the Big Ten.
Claude finding space where there was none, and then the follow from Agee.
Oswald taking more of that point guard role too.
He has been the primary defender. He has been hounding Claude.
Agee tries from 3, knocks it through. Boswell deep 3.
Illinois still without a three-point basket. Team that shoots as many threes as anybody in the country, second in the nation. Agee again for three. How about the Trojans coming?
USC trying to pull off a victory on the road against a ranked team for the first time since 2010. Did that against Tennessee and a conference ago, 15 years ago. Agee for three. He's got his third triple of the game.
But the point being, if you are Illinois, the next foul will send you to the charity stripe with the bonus. And that has paid dividends for you today. 14 of 15 from the line.
Yates to Agee for the dunk. He's in double. 4 minutes left. Claude again, left hand. No good. Agee with a follow.
Galloway. Oh, good hands. Agee got in front, tipped it away. Now quick push up the floor. Agee. St. Thomas. Back it goes to Agee. Patient again. That's the second time you really notice that. Claude back on the floor with those two fouls. Three to shoot inside. A lot of contact with Ronald. Look who's there to clean it up. It's Rashaun Agee. Turned over. Here's Galloway again. Chugging to the other end. Galloway all the way. Oh, what a block by Rashaun Agee. Rejects it at the rim. Thomas, so he had Abo open, just couldn't get it cross court. Drops off for Agee inside. Can he move follow just enough to get to matchup? And that one's coming up next on the Big Ten Network. And a takeaway on the inbound. Agee to the other end.
Difference in this game when the ball goes in, life becomes a lot easier. 3 for 4 from three.
It's been a thing this year. Even when USC has been up and down overall, they've consistently gotten off to good starts in games as Agee contorts himself. Excellent.
Now 0 for 5 from 3 in the second half of CSUN.
You get the sense, Kevin, that down 14, the only way CSUN's going to come all the way back is with turnovers. So like St. Thomas, late clock, at least get a shot up. Live ball turnovers are the thing that could really fuel a run by CSUN.
Agee, shot clock down to 5. Inside with the hook. Rashaun Agee.
Play is every time to make.
Here he is. He'll fire a three. And look at that reach from Rashaun Agee.
He can make tough shots if he wants to get into the lane.
Here's Claude. Agee. Agbon Polo on him. Spins from the double and scores.
Good patience.
They'll play CSUN out of Northridge and Southern before the year is out. Slackers opens it up for Agee, who throws it.
That for a little while. And a big loss for USC.
See if this Washington 5 that Danny Sprinkle has out there can dig in and string together a couple stops here. Try and get back in this game.
And Breidenbach back on the floor. We haven't seen him in a while. Now 5 to shoot for the Trojans. Agee battling. That snaps a scoring drought for the Huskies at about 2.5 minutes.
I mean, them only having 20 is less shocking than SC having 35 with 5 minutes to go.
A good feed, and one you can count.
Caitlin Clark type of effect, not only in college, but at the next level as well.
Really?
I do. She's that good.
Well, Kane with all the hype and is backing it up. Agee puts it on the deck once and able to rattle it.
Came in 0 for 5 from behind the three-point line, Osibor.
Thomas 10 points in the first half.
Osibor's feet staying in front of Thomas.
Agee fades straight away. Almost picked. Harris into the paint. A little bunny. He can't get it to fall. He has still been held off the board so far.
It's been one of those nights for Washington.
This is a USC team that got off to a 5-0 start. Has gone 2-4 since. Coming off an 8-point loss in their conference opener at home against Oregon, a game that they controlled much of. This is an easy kiss off the glass for him. Just a little over 25% in this one from behind the arc. Agee has it rattle through.
Washington back on the floor for Richard Pitino. And Rashaun Agee back out there for USC. Thomas finds Agee for the tomahawk finish.
Per game coming in. Lee Dort off the bench.
It's hard to move those guys when they got that good, strong base.
Remember, USC doesn't have a true point guard, but they trade that in for some more versatility across their guards and their entire lineup.
Wesley Yates has never been a point guard, but he's getting some reps in practice trying to develop him some to play on the ball and run offense.
Rashaun Agee, that was online.
Because they've turned the ball over 8 times in the early going. USC has over double the shots that Idaho State does. St. Thomas down the alley, feeds underneath. Agee the
minutes. That's it.
Yep.
What is this at its best, right? If you said Eric Musselman's vision for the next 3 years at USC, because his thing is when he arrives, you win, and then in year 2, charge with the basket. They had a great scene tonight. Purdue was up 5 with about 6 minutes left, and then ran away.
I don't have the stats on it, but I think anytime there's a ceremony before the game honoring your team, the game's always close. At any level. NBA, I remember one time playing for the Bullets, we were a 22-win team, and we took the Bulls to the wire in their home opener because it was the ring ceremony night.
What a finish.
I think by default he's got to be the guy just for that reason, that people want to see how good this guy is, getting that much money to go play at Washington.